Welcome, strong shorties, and of course, any new friends. Today's video, I'll be telling you exactly how I fixed skinny fat if you are a woman under 5'5". I went through this process myself and I successfully changed my skinny fat body to a leaner, toned hourglass figure. However, it took me so long and I wasted so much time spinning my wheels with diet and workout fads, and I just don't want you to have to go through that. So I will tell you exactly what will help you change your physique. Outside of my transformation, I am also a personal trainer, a certified nutrition coach, and I am a former physical therapy assistant. I want to share my knowledge with you so you feel empowered, educated, and encouraged to begin or continue your own fitness journey. Okay, you guys, you may be wondering, why does height matter? Why am I talking to women who are 5'5" and under? Well, height does play a large role in how we lose weight and gain weight, especially shorter women who are also skinny fat. They're not overweight, they're just soft. Our metabolisms typically run on fewer calories than our taller counterparts. Of course, there are very specific exceptions, but if your body is currently adjusted to a lower amount of calories, then it makes gaining weight way easier and losing weight way harder. When I started tracking my calories for the first time, I was 122 pounds, I was skinny fat, and I was only eating around 1,600 calories per day. By the way, 1,600 calories is now my cutting calories to lose fat. Also not really able to stick to any sort of deficit and stick to like a 1,400 calorie diet or 1,200 calorie diet because it was just way too restrictive and intense, and I kept finding myself like going through patterns of binge eating, restrictive eating, binge, yada yada yada. And so essentially I was finding it pretty impossible to like tone up and lose fat. I wanted to look fit. So how did I go from that to maintaining my weight around 2,100 calories per day and overall change my physique, more of an hourglass physique? By the way, I have had a breast augmentation, so the full hourglass is definitely enhanced by that breast augmentation, you guys. You can't grow your boobs through muscle. Your boobs are made of fatty tissue. And so typically whenever you lose weight, a lot of women will lose some of their breast tissue. So yes, I'm sorry, no type of workout ever is going to give you larger breasts. Okay, I want to go through my background just a little bit because I think it's super important to understand exactly how you need to shift your mindset and move forward. I am a millennial and I grew up in the era of tall and skinny. The more cocaine skinny you were, the hotter you were and the more status that you had. If you wanted to be pretty, you needed to be skinny. And younger women who don't know a lot about physiology, they interpret this era of being super skinny as also inherently being as light as possible. You want that scale to read at as low a number as possible. The lower the number on the scale, the better it should make you feel, the more attractive you are. It means that you are progressing in the right direction, potentially the healthier you are. And of course, this has been insulated by, not just what I thought or what other girls my age thought, but of course by like our mothers, nosy aunts or grandmothers, and men and society as a whole who cling on to this idea of a woman should be light and petite and thin and weigh like 110 pounds or something ridiculous. For so many women, this is still such a ubiquitous issue though. We just keep associating a lower scale weight to better beauty standards. And I see so many women who improve their body composition, like they look leaner, they have more definition, they're tighter, they're more sculpted, which essentially means that they built muscle and they lost body fat, but the scale didn't budge that much, and they are disappointed in themselves because the scale isn't reading a smaller number. If you are currently skinny fat and you are wanting to change your figure, you want those curves, you want to look tighter, you want more definition, you also want to be able to eat more without fear of gaining weight on a day-to-day basis, you need to be comfortable with the idea that the scale number probably just isn't going to budge much. You might weigh the same, or you might even weigh heavier than when you started. This is because your plan to fix skinny fat relies on building muscle. And please, don't even say it. Don't even go there. You are not going to get bulky. You have no idea how hard it is to look like this. It's crazy. You will never just accidentally look like this. So what happens when you do build muscle is essentially you are adding weight to your frame. This means that your body will start requiring more calories, both during rest and during movement and activity. So even whenever you are cleaning the house, you are going to be burning more calories, which means your body gets to eat back those calories. It is essentially increasing metabolism, and this is what a lot of people mean when they say that lifting weights boosts your metabolism. So remember before, I told you I was eating 1,600 calories and I weighed 122 pounds. I now weigh, drum roll please, I weigh 132 pounds at this very moment, but please just look at the difference here. Which physique do you think looks better? And regardless of what you say, I know which physique I feel happier and more confident with and has given me way more freedom and way improved self-esteem, and I can eat more. So mini interruption before we get to your plan. If you are a woman who is 5'5" or under, who's tired of hopping from diet to diet only to feel stuck, frustrated, and still skinny fat, I help petites just like you lose weight, build curves, tighten up without restrictive diets or long hours in the gym so that you can feel confident in your body and improve your self-esteem. If you want to apply, just head to the link, which I am putting down below, fill out a survey to apply. Okay, so what is actually your plan as a petite woman who wants to beat skinny fat? Number one is a must. You have to really focus on getting protein consistently from day to day. You can currently aim for 0.75 grams of protein per pound that you weigh. In other words, take your weight, use your calculator, multiply your weight by 0.75, and that will give you a really nice protein target that you can hit, and you would want to be as consistent as possible and try to hit that from day to day to day. A lot of women are still under eating protein specifically, and especially if you are vegan or vegetarian. I have worked with women who are only getting about 50 to 60 grams of protein, and as a petite, on average, you would want more like 110 to 130 grams of protein per day. So it is really good to even just download an app to help you track temporarily, even that's for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, so that you understand where your best protein sources are coming from and how you need to combine these protein sources to hit your goal. I'm not saying you have to track for the rest of your life, but it is a very good educational tool to be like, oh my God, I'm only getting 65 grams of protein in a day. Okay, eggs didn't have as much protein as I thought they did. What can I do to get more protein in throughout the day? Why do we care so much about protein intake? Is, of course, protein really supports the building of muscle. And we actually have recent research that has come out that has improved building muscle by just increasing your protein target to recommended amounts without resistance training. So you've been really low on that protein goal and you boost up your protein consistently, that can already help you in your muscle building process. Number 2, if you are currently skinny fat, should you bulk or should you cut? Like, do you need to increase calories to support building muscle, or should you decrease your calories to lose fat? So unless your calories right now are at a really low amount, I would say if they're 1,500 calories or lower, that might be a situation where you would intentionally increase your calories a little bit over a longer period of time to help kind of fix that adaptation of your metabolism. Your metabolism is now used to eating 1,500 calories. If you are trying to lose fat, it's going to be really difficult to stick to a 1,200 calorie diet. So what do? We actually need to fuel our bodies a little bit more first for a little while. And this is a perfect time to pair it with quality resistance training. For the rest of us who are not eating a super low amount in calories, I would highly recommend that you just stay relatively consistent, because as you embark on getting enough protein and working out appropriately, you are going to see this recomp effect, and you are in a good middle place to help you build muscle and lose fat simultaneously. If you want the process to be just a little bit quicker, you are really keen on fat loss, and you have not been in any sort of restrictive dieting patterns, you are not tired of dieting, let's say, then I would go into a very small calorie deficit, maybe like a 250, 300 calorie deficit if you have the room to do so. Okay, number 3, resistance training. Yes, lift weights, ladies. You cannot miss this step. You have to lift weights. And no offense, no, I do not mean workouts like Blogilates. I am so sorry to call it out, but again, it is such a channel that is ginormous. If you follow it because you like her, because it's motivating, that's okay. But you are going to hit a plateau very quickly if those are the only type of workouts you follow. I'm sorry, just not really based on up-to-date training for muscle growth. So I mean strength training with weights. Women severely underestimate how strong they are and how much weight that they can handle. When you're doing reps for 40, 50, 60 and over, that is shown over and over and over again that it just doesn't build muscle well, efficiently, effectively. It doesn't really do anything for you. So if you are used to Pilates or bar classes where you're doing a lot of high repetitions of something, yes, you are going to feel a burn and you're going to feel tired. That is not the same thing as effectively building muscle. Don't waste your time. I have seen so many women following these workouts for 6 months or like a year, and they're like, help me, I don't see a change in my body composition. What am I doing wrong? The workouts just aren't effective. Now, I don't mean to say that you have to explicitly work out in the gym, although there are a lot of positives to that, of course. You can still work out at home and have efficient workouts. You just need a program that is built smart for these home workouts, and you really need to play around with the kind of equipment that you have and consider the weights that you're using. You will not make progress if you are overhead pressing 10 pounds for 6 months. For reference, I'm overhead pressing 70 pounds. So you at some point will need to move beyond a 10-pound overhead press. So a lot of women, you are going to get to a point where you can press overhead 20s, 25s, 30s, 35s. And that's just upper body. For your lower body, oh my God, our legs, honey, our legs are strong. You will stop in your progress very quickly if you are still hip thrusting or squatting a 20-pound dumbbell. For split squats, that can be still challenging for a lot of people, but whenever you're squatting or hip thrusting and you're kind of past that beginner stage, it's just not effective anymore. Whenever you can really do like 50 reps until you actually hit muscle failure, you might even do 100 reps of like a hip thrust with a 20-pound dumbbell, or you just get bored before you actually feel that sensation of your glutes and your hamstrings are no longer working to get you to the top position. you're not working out effectively. So if you're a beginner, you might find a program that is 2 to 3 days a week. And like I said, it's okay if it's home. If you're not like a beginner anymore, you might want to aim for 3 to 4 days per week. Okay, the last step for your journey, number 4, is to get enough sleep. Stop skimping on sleep, you guys. Sleep is where the recovery happens. It is paramount to your success to prioritize sleep. And I know this sounds like yeah, sure, I'll get some sleep. I am not kidding. Sleep is so important because it will help you cut back cravings. If you don't have as intense cravings, you are less likely to reach for those tasty, yummy foods that are very calorie dense, that can throw off your progress in your diet. It can help you feel less stressed, which when we feel stressed, we tend to want to reach for yummy, tasty foods to make us feel better. See the tie-in? Of course, it will make you feel more energized and alert so that you are more able to kind of build up a routine and successfully perform that routine. So instead of going to bed late, only getting 6 hours of sleep, and then you're tired, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that, you're so tired that like it makes it hard to get to the gym, you have a lot of stressors in your life, then you're just kind of snowballing yourself into not greatness. Whereas if you start to prioritize your sleep, it helps you kind of build up a lot of other positive habits for you. I'm not saying you need to be an angel, you guys. Party sometimes, but I see so many people who just don't prioritize sleep, and it's just like a cascading effect with the rest of their life. If you are a mother to a newborn and that is a situation where you cannot fix it right away, that's a little bit of an exception. For the rest of you, if you are not taking your sleep seriously, you are missing out on a ginormous component and it will hold you back. Okay, you guys, please like and subscribe to my channel if you found this video helpful. And again, if you want more assistance with your journey and you are ready to get that help and see that transformation in 6 months time frame instead of like 2 years, 3 years, or never, then the link is in the description box below. Okay, ladies, I will catch you in the next video.